A barren and desolate land named Hasfa. ISIL staged a fierce defense here before retreating into the city. So fierce that fires still burn a month after they fled. Iraqi soldiers show us where they burnt pits of oil, the thick smoke hiding their positions from airstrikes. But they may have been hiding something else too. About 400 meters down the road here is a large sinkhole, a natural depression that goes deep down into the ground. It was being used as an execution ground by ISIL. They brought civilians here from Mosul who had disobeyed their rules. But nobody knows exactly how many people are inside because you can't go any further than this. The whole area is very heavily mined. As we filmed, we were careful to stay on the road. We hadn't noticed, just a meter away, something buried in the dirt. A Russian TM-46 anti-tank mine. We met a man who'd worked in a factory nearby. He told us locals estimate more than 3,000 people had been killed and thrown into the pit. Informers, adulterers, and infidels.
We heard the screams of the people who were brought there, civilians, and then they were killed.
But the hills will keep their secret for now. Inside eastern Mosul, some sort of normality has returned since the Iraqi army took control. Shortages are a problem, but many people have returned, despite the bitter fighting in the west. But normality is something Nashwan Yassin will never know again. He lives on the edge of Mosul with his sick mother and brothers, but he spends most of his time alone in the room that's become his sanctuary and his prison. He was arrested in July last year as Iraqi forces prepared to retake the city. He was caught with a mobile phone and cigarettes. The cigarettes are haram, forbidden, but because of the phone, he was accused of being a spy. They beat him for days and electrocuted him so badly he now speaks with a slur. Then he shows me the paper they gave him, saying he'd been found guilty of theft. The phone, they said, wasn't his. The punishment under ISIL's brutal law was to have his hand cut off. In public, there was no defense.
I didn't want to come home because I didn't want my family to see me like this. Now I hide myself in this room. I don't want to see anyone. I was as free as a bird. Now I can't bear to look at myself.
Now Nashwan hides himself away because of shame, bearing scars that will likely never heal. Crime and punishment in the Islamic State. Tony Cheng, CGTN, East Mosul.